Good morning, family. It's Thursday, November 12th, 2020. And this morning we are looking at Proverbs 24, verses 21 through 29. This is the text utilized during the time of confession at church last Sunday. So that's what we're going to look at this morning. Proverbs chapter 24, verses 21 through 29. This is the word of the Lord. It is eternally true and applicable for all of life. My son, fear the Lord and the King. Do not associate with those who are given to change, for their calamity will rise suddenly, and who knows the ruin that comes from both of them. These also are sayings of the wise. To show partiality in judgment is not good. He who says to the wicked, "You are righteous," people will curse him, nations will abhor him. But to those who rebuke the wicked will be delight, and a good blessing will come upon them. He kisses the lips who gives the right answer. Prepare your work outside and make it ready for yourself in the field. Afterwards, then, build your house. Do not be a witness against your neighbor without cause, and do not deceive with your lips. Do not say, "Thus I shall do to him as he has done to me. I will render to the man according to his work." This is the word of the Lord. There's a couple things we could look at this morning, but in particular, I want to look at verse 27. This is in preparation for my time of confession last Sunday, reading through Matthew Henry's commentary. He has some commentary on this verse here, and what he talked about is the idea that, and he was generally speaking about young men, but it could apply to just about anyone, young ladies as well. But he talks about how as young men, especially as you get older, you move into adulthood, you need to spend your youth and your time as a teen and a young adult working hard, building, refining, and preparing yourself and establishing yourself so that when it is time for you to take a wife or to marry a husband, you've developed skills, you've developed a means of providing, you have the ability to provide for your spouse. It's the idea of preparing yourself and going into marriage established. And that doesn't mean that you've got everything figured out. It doesn't mean that you're going to hold off getting married till you're financially settled and all that. That's that would be kind of a modern day twisting of that verse. But it does mean that, especially young men and young women, that you're not just squandering your youth playing video games and, trading bottle caps, as a 20-year-old, and baseball cards. And then when you turn 21, you think you're ready for marriage. No, it means studying hard. It means learning a trade. It means learning how to work hard and learning how to provide and learning how to protect. It means learning how to keep a home, learning how to cook and clean and bake and raise children. Okay. In doing all of these things with faith in the Lord Jesus, you could be the best keeper of the home. You can be the hardest worker. You can be, you can have all of your ducks in a row, and you can work hard in your teens and early 20s, and go out and have a house and some land and have a place prepared, a wonderful place prepared for a wife. And if it's void of Christ, then it will not stand. It's not going to matter. It will have been in vain. So preparing and working outside and making it ready for yourself in the field also includes developing and growing your faith in the Lord Jesus, trusting Him, being obedient to Him in His way. His way is loving Him and obeying Him and trusting Him. His way is marriage between one man and one woman. The husband laying down his life for his wife, and the wife submitting to the leadership of her husband, and being fruitful and multiplying. And those things come as you trust in the Lord Jesus, and you're building your home. And we want to make sure to get it in the right order. Many people today get it in the wrong order. They think that they can put off marriage till their late 20s or early 30s, or maybe even further out than that. They can put off marriage, but in the meantime, they can be working and establishing a physical home and living with a woman, or a woman living with a man, and living as husband and wife, though they're not. And though they would tell you that, no, we're not married, we're not ready for that yet, but we can pretend to be married, and we can act like married men and women, but we're not going to actually get married. That's foolishness, and that's sinful. It's harmful to both the man and the woman, and it's not the way of God. Okay, He says to prepare yourself and then get married, not to prepare yourself and pretend like you're married and then get married. He says to prepare your work outside and make it ready for yourself in the field. Afterwards, then build your house. And you build your house upon the rock-solid foundation of Christ, one man, one woman, being fruitful and multiplying. And God will establish it. I love you all. I pray you have a blessed day. I pray that you're helpful to one another today, that you think of others more highly than yourself, that there be no bitter jealousies or selfish ambitions among you. Think of the good of others today. God bless you. Bye-bye.